and welcome back to We Bombastic Few. I know what you're going to say. We skipped a week when we promised consistency, but I would raise you that we time traveled. When we finally tried to get back together to record an episode, we jumped ahead a week, and you guys are the ones behind, not us.
Yeah, someone calibrated it wrong. Something with the electronics side of things.
Daniel's car just started going 88 miles per hour, and all of a sudden, here we are.
Yeah.
1 week into the future. Let me tell you what the past is like. Crazy.
Yeah, so it's been a while since the three of us have been together.
Invest in crypto. Oh, wait, no, I can't. That doesn't work. I can't tell you to invest in crypto. Because we came from.
Yeah, because they're not going to hear us until they caught up to where we landed. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Come on, Brent.
Why did we go forward in time? We should have gone backwards in time.
You haven't been on this side of time traveling before, have you, Brent?
Well, yeah, I've only ever gone back in time. What was the point in us going forward in time?
There wasn't any point. It just happened to happen like that.
We wanted to see if Blockbuster would come back.
You say that as if it was intentional.
Everything in our power.
Yeah. You've heard their voices.
We laid all the seeds.
You've heard their voices, but do you remember their names? The other hosts.
Daniel, here from Lindsay's place.
Yes, Daniel is.
And me.
Yeah, we have 2/3 of us are present together.
Yeah. We were supposed to meet in person, but someone didn't get the memo.
So yeah, it's kind of like
no.
It's kind of like a clique. The main hosts get to meet at Lindsay's house for an episode, and people who are not get to.
It's kind of an exclusive.
I'm hijacking this intro for my purposes. My license plates got stolen, which is so dumb. It's ridiculous, right? So if you don't know, the process for replacing license plates, you call the police department, send out an officer, take a report, yada, 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 give you a report number. You go to the DMV, and you have to pay $6 processing fee plus a $2 notary fee to get new license plates, right?
Brutal.
Which is like... I mean, it's dumb because it's obviously not in your control. But here's the thing, too, is so you only get one free, quote-unquote, free set of license plates each year. If you get your license plates stolen a third time, you have to like re-register, basically. It's not just the fee. Which, two things about that. Number one, what poor soul has had their license plate stolen 3 times, or I get 2 times that this like became a problem, that they're like, oh man, we're giving too many license plates away. We better cut it off at one free set. And follow-up question to that is like, that guy's obviously already having a very bad year. Like, why are we making it worse?
Or is it like a year within the first time? Like, does it reset every time you get new plates?
I don't know. I didn't read that much. I was too outraged. I was blinded by rage and unable to continue reading the article because of how utterly outraged I was.
Well, I think this opens the door to me. When I go back to my place, I'm gonna stop by yours and steal your license plates again, and then you'll only be one stolen license plate away from re-registering. Allegedly.
No, like I would have to.
Well, you said if it gets stolen a third time is what you said.
That's
why I was
I said stolen a third. Stolen twice. Need 3 sets.
Okay, so I'm gonna make you re-register. How does that make you feel?
Allegedly. No, I mean, this is just a side note. Like whoever did this, they can't truly understand what they've done to me. They've fundamentally changed my life because I now have an inability to walk by my car without looking at. I have to walk to the front of my car and to the back of my car to see if my license plates are there.
So
like,
they
stole
your front and back license plates
and my Superman license plate cover. Like the little, I had like a border.
Wow.
That was a gift.
Maybe
from my sister,
that's why they
and
took
they
it.
Stole that too. But why would they take the front plate?
Well, they had to buy themselves more time, so they took the plates off too. So it would take you longer to realize it was your car.
It honestly did though. So here's the whole story. Here's what happened. I went off to class and I was coming back from class and my car is parked in front of my apartment and I walked by and I was like, I do this thing. I have a Chevy Impala and every time I see a Chevy Impala, I'm like, hot dang, look at that very nice car. And I was walking by in front and I was like, hot dang, look at that nice Chevy Impala. And I was like, wait a minute. Is that my car? It should be my car. And I was like, it's not my car. There are no license plates on that car. And then the feeling in the pit of my stomach, it was like, no, it can't be. And I went back to the back of my car, and sure enough, my bumper stickers were there. And oh my goodness, I was so, I was so upset. It was the amount of emotions I experienced in such a short time. I went through all of the stages of grief in less than 22 seconds.
So, have you seen anyone driving around with Superman borders since this occurred?
No. But and then another thing is they when they took the screws off the back part of my car, they stripped the screw holes. I don't know what the name is, but so now I bought new screws. I put the new front plate on, but the back plate will not go on because they stripped you can just pull the screws out. So now I need to find a way to attach the license plate without screws or to.
What if you go through this whole process of getting everything sorted out, then you find out your roommate was just pranking you?
I did also consider that because we've had issues with some other people in the apartment building, and so I'm like, I wonder if they took it, and then to be funny or just be mean.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was not a fun time.
I want to make note that
can I order a manhunt via this podcast? Can I mobilize the public?
Do not use our power for destruction, friend.
Will Smith, if you're listening to this,
No.
and you have the power to organize a manhunt.
Exactly.
We don't know who we're looking for, but
yeah, I know. Or a woman hunt. We don't know. We don't have enough answers right now. But now, if you see, no, I probably shouldn't give out my license plate, even though it's old, because it still would be registered in my name.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how all that
Well, if you
works.
see a Superman border,
with
make
a
a
variations
citizen's arrest.
of letters and numbers.
there were 6.
Yeah, 6 of them.
If you see an assortment of letter and numbers, 6 characters in length that you think belong to Brent, please let us know via social media.
If you see a license plate with 6 characters on it, that's my license plate. I want you to take it off whatever car you see and just keep it. And you might happen to see another car with a set of 6. Take those 2. They're probably mine too.
Don't mind that it's like
Take
a federal,
every set you see.
like a felony, right? Isn't that what it is?
I'm pretty sure it's capital punishment.
Yes, and we didn't encourage any of these actions. Allegedly.
In fact, be jury, judge, jury, and executioner. Be all of them. Take it into your own hands.
Well, Brenton stole my icebreaker time. I guess I'll let that slide this one time. But today we're bringing you Bombastic Ask. It's been a while. We're gonna bring that back, and then say it with me, everyone. We have a hypothetical because.
What is a podcast without a hypothetical?
hypothetical?
None of us said that at the same time, even though Lindsay and I are in person together.
I was
in the same room.
I was more so competing for the most monotone, but
inches from each other.
And then
the distance becoming shorter every passing minute.
and then we have a movie tier list in celebration of a certain famous actor or actress. Put your guesses in your brain to.
I thought you were saying that we didn't know which one it was.
Vote now on your phones for
were.
which actor or actress it'll be.
You have one lifeline.
They them.
The bombastic.
Phone a friend.
The bombastic word of the day is nudisturgeon. The word refers to 2 days ago. That is the day before yesterday. So, nudie excursion, I worked.
I don't even just in terms of the word itself doesn't make sense with what it means.
It's gotta be like
the
German, right?
The suffix makes it seem like it's descriptive.
Yeah, I know. That's what threw me off when I tried to use it.
Yeah.
Oh well, you gotta find a way to use it. Not my problem. Except for I also
Right.
have to try to use it.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Well, so as you might know, the internet is full of people who don't know what they're doing. And sometimes these people realize they don't know what they're doing, and they go to said internet to search for help. And so we're going to be that help. They didn't come to us specifically, but they came to the the wild west that is the internet, and so we can claim to be helping them. Okay, so this is from Reddit. This question specifically is from the subreddit OKC, posted by Clapcar 6 days ago. Future OKC resident seeking advice. Hello, everyone. I'm currently in the process of relocating to Oklahoma City. I'm in my 20s, and it's my first time moving out of state. I just wanted to come to this subreddit and seek out any advice that you might find help. Okay. I'm particularly interested in the best neighborhoods to live in and how different neighborhoods are in general. I come from a big city as well, but I imagine OKC is very similar to other major cities in America. So, we have someone who's been to this place. So, Daniel,
Yeah.
what's your advice?
As someone who has both been and lived nearby to Oklahoma City, my best advice would be to not live there. It's not my favorite. There are things to do, but you really have to try to find them. And good neighborhoods, I don't really know a lot about that.
Yeah, but so if they come there and they're looking for a good trampoline park, where should they live?
Oh, I went to a trampoline park once or twice when I was there. Forget which one, but I know they have main events around the area. I don't think that's where I went though. I don't remember, but yeah, no, there are trampoline parks around.
So before I give my advice, I'd like to establish my credibility in the sense of I have never moved away from the immediate area. I think the furthest I moved away was 30 minutes. So I'm clearly a professional, mind you.
Right.
And what you want to do when you're moving to a different city or state, did the person say where he's moving from? He or she?
They said they come from a big city, so
Oh, okay. That's what I'll say. I don't think Oklahoma City is like other big cities. It's got a small city vibe, but let's go.
They did say moving out of state.
Okay, so yeah, first thing you want to do is delete all your contacts. You don't need people, all right? You just need to delete all your contacts. Get a whole new phone number. That way, you're just on your own. You're doing a complete Into the Wild movie scene. You're forgetting your roots, the people that have helped you grow and become the man or woman or person that you are today. I would just cut ties with them. No big deal. All right. The next step is to package up all your stuff and send it ahead of you, but do not put a to address on there. Just simply package it up and drop it off at the postal service, and they'll take care of you, because that is how good of a sign that you moving is. All right, that is the next thing. And then after you yourself physically get there by foot, I'm going to need you to forget about all opportunities to seek for a job. Do not even worry about it. As a new city, it's like beginner's luck, right? You're new to the city, so you get some time to just be a free man, free woman, free person. You can do whatever you want. The world of Oklahoma City is your oyster. And if you go up to any hotel, any event center, any casino, any whatever, and just say, "Oh, I'm new here. It's my beginner's pass." They'll let you in. No worries. You can just completely live for free. That's my take on it.
That's pretty good advice, but you're going in the right direction. You're missing one key thing, though, right? So I've never been to Oklahoma, whatever, a fake place anyway. But let me tell you what, I know how the world works, right? That's my credibility. Here's what you do: you go in your first day, you're in town, you find the biggest guy you can on the street. And you beat him to a pulp.
I've seen that in movies. Yeah, that works.
You show him that you are the alpha. You run that town now. And so then people word travels quick, right? And so people who were watching the fight of you just beating up on someone, they're like, "Oh dang, don't mess with that guy." And so then you're going to develop a reputation, right? You work your way up in this city until you're like the top of the city, and then all your problems are you don't have friends. People beg to be your friends because they want your protection. They don't want to be beat up by you, and boom, and suddenly you're the king of OKC.
Okay.
So I'll comment all that in the subreddit forum. Help them out.
Just a
there.
link to the podcast episode.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give you time codes too, because I'm just feeling.
That's not
nice.
a bad marketing thing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's also you brought up Into the Wild, and I can't help but not mention the freaking if some very nice elderly gentleman who lost his son and wife in a car accident, and all he wants to do in life is help you, and he gives you a ride off, and his final words to you is, can you be considered my son? And you're like, no, I don't want to. Like, you're the worst person on earth. Okay.
Seems
I don't
reasonable.
remember. It's based on and he's a war veteran too, and he only helped them out.
The kindest man
It's based on a.
Speaking of which, wasn't the birthday actor/actress/actor person supposed to play that role that we're gonna be focusing on later in this episode?
Oh, I think so. I think
that's a hint for you guys. You got a little more time to put in your votes.
And
I feel like
we're
relied on
recording
that.
this on November 11th. So,
By the way.
by the way, yes, we
Okay.
don't record the same day we release.
Okay,
Also, not the celebrity, but shout out to Joel. Happy birthday.
happy
I don't even
birthday,
think he
Joel.
listens to the podcast.
He's a celebrity now.
He's got to listen
a
to it now.
celebrity. Exactly.
So you said you have another question for us, Brent? Someone else
Yeah,
seeking the question?
I'll do one more.
Okay.
So this one is on the subreddit r fountain pens. Seeking advice for selling pens quickly. It's by Bellyflop2. Bellyflop 1 and 0 were taken. Can anyone offer advice on selling pens quickly? I have a collection to sell, and while I have a pretty good luck on the pen_swap subreddit, the project is taking too long and I really need to expedite it. eBay offers more eyeballs, but they don't necessarily add up to more sales. ... Any suggestions are helpful. Thanks. My first question is, how many eyeballs have you received from eBay?
Wait, you said try to sell pens? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like hasn't.
Oh my goodness,
Hasn't
did
he
you not
ever
listen to-
Hasn't he ever watched Wolf of Wall Street? That's like a iconic scene. Sell me this pen. Just watch that movie. You'll figure it out.
No, is that 'cause
That's
there's
Wolf of
the-
Wall Street, right?
It is.
I thought so. I've not seen the entire movie.
Is
I've
I totally know that
watched
it's
it.
like, sell me this pen.
I've in theory watched it, but it was late at night and I was trying to fall asleep and I couldn't.
Well, so you're just telling them stop being lazy, watch the movie. You're not going to tell them what the secret is.
Yeah. But if I had to give my own advice to selling pens, I would say They're very nice to twirl around in your fingers.
As I'm currently doing. So I think the best thing to do is I think a trend I never found interest in it, but I think for a while at least there was a trend of like the hydropress scene, whatever, like all the different stuff on videos.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
the hydraulic press.
Like
right?
putting it
Hydraulic,
in a hydraulic press.
That's what it was. So what you got to do?
Hydro pressing.
Oh, that's what you got to do is just take your pens that you're trying to sew, throw it in the hydraulic press. All right, get it to a nice fine powder. So you gotta continuously press it, and then what you gotta do is after a little bit you'll get like this powder that looks, it's for the most part a little white. If you take care of if you extract the ink, you gotta sell that separately. All right. But once you get that nice powder, you got to put it in a nice, like a little bit of saran wrap, tie it in a little knot, and then go to your local corner street and sell it out of a brown paper bag.
Now, here, the best course of action I can come up with right now, and this would definitely work. It's fairly efficient, I think. Start practicing your handwriting. Take up a calligraphy course. Just practice, improve your skills, become world-renowned for your scribing ability. And then, when you're a household name for your handwriting, you market your pens as the pens that you use. And all of a sudden, everyone's buying your pens. They're flying off the shelves. Your website's sold out. I mean, you can't produce them fast enough.
Interesting.
I want, so like let's say Will Smith starts a pen company and like the only there's just literally like big pens, but he's held each one and written at least like one word with them.
But
how much do you think you could upsell those?
I would imagine not much, but if these are the pens that someone with the best handwriting in the world uses, then they're like, oh, he probably uses a nice pen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, do you have
Seems
do you have a
like
better idea, Brent? I'm just
I
trying to
do.
give some sound advice here.
All right, here's my idea. Right,
Uh-huh.
you reverse pickpocket pens. So you have all your pens you want to sell, right? You reverse pickpocket them into someone's pocket, and then you'd be like, "Hey, can I borrow a pen?" And so you have to write your name on every single one of these pens, and like some form of an identifying proof that you own that pen. And so you go up to people, and so you've inserted the pen into their pocket. You ask, "Hey, can I borrow a pen?" And they're like, "Oh, sorry, I don't have one on me." And you'd be like, "Are you sure? You should check your pockets." And they check their pockets, and they're like, "Oh, I do have a pen." It's like, "Hold on, that's my pen." And they're like, "No, it's what?" And you're like, "I can prove it." And so whatever proof you have that it's your pen, and then you say, "I want compensation for that pen." You can't just take it, and then you get paid for it. And you've sold all your pens in no time.
Oh, well, see, I kind of like where you're going. It's kind of like a street hustling strategy. So you like so you reverse pickpocket, you put it in, and then you say, "Hey, can I borrow a pen?" Yada yada, and you're like, "Oh, hey, this is like my brand of pen. I sell these. I didn't know they had this far reach." And then you strike up a conversation about how you're from somewhere far away. Like, "Oh, I make these in insert place across the country or world." And then you're like, "Yeah, they're very high quality. They're used by calligraphers all over the world. I'm a world-renowned whatever." And then you give them a link to their website, and then they try the pen. They're like, and all of a sudden they're placebo affected into thinking, "Huh, this is nice." Or, then they buy more. Or you could sell more to them on the spot. Be like, "Hey, and if you want another one, I always keep some on me." And then you open up your trench coat, and it's just filled with pens.
Yep.
I can see it now.
I mean, that works too. I'm apparently a big fan of abusing people today into getting your way. So that was the theme of my advice, is to make the world your oyster by force.
Interesting.
That's my general standing advice whenever someone comes to me with a problem.
That's fair. So long story short, just get good and sell them.
Yeah, stop. Why are you wasting your time? Go out there.
Yeah.
Be a door-to-door pen salesman.
Oh,
In the
gosh.
time it took you to type that question up, you could have been selling pens.
Yeah, I heck, if you would ask me, I might have bought a pen,
Yeah.
but you didn't.
You didn't ask anyone to buy your
Yeah.
pens. You asked, how do I
You
sell
know, I
them?
think there's an old saying: ask a man how to sell a pen, you get crappy advice. Sell a man a pen, you sold a pen.
Ah, yes.
And I live by that saying every day.
I respect it. And that is how I put food on my table.
Yep.
How do you think we fund this podcast? It's by selling pens.
Yeah. We do not get enough listens. We have to make up for the money somewhere.
We didn't fund this podcast by asking how to sell the pens.
We went out and figured it out.
If we could transition into the ad break and had it been about pens, this would have been perfect. But I did not think that far ahead.
So, ads.
It's not ad break. It's bombastic quote.
Ah, yes, I could see the agenda there. Oops. Bombastic quote today is, "It is always darkest before it's pitch black." And now for the hypothetical, which is me. And the hypothetical, I don't think was explained to me. Oh boy.
It was definitely explained to him, but he wasn't giving it full attention.
So here's what happened. So remember when we were time traveling? We were talking about that time travel we were doing at the beginning of the episode. Well, you know, we were just kind of going through over the space-time plane, you know, just exploring a bit, and I like started like grabbing stuff out of the side of the vehicle, and Brent and Lindsay kept telling me to stop, and I was like, but it looks so cool, and it glows, and it's nice. And it is. It's very cool. But apparently, whatever I was grabbing was very integral to the way time works. And I just remember that it had something to do with time. What happened?
Okay, so yeah, so we're doing there will be spoilers for the movie Old by M. Night Shyamalan. Came out this year, so if you're interested in watching that movie, I'd skip parts of this, or I guess the hypothetical. But like honestly, if I'm being real with you, it's not super worth. Like you can spoil it for yourself. It's not that great. And so basically in that movie, there's these people go to this beach and they find out that time is it goes quicker on this beach for living things. It doesn't affect non-living things, but for living things, like everything ages at a rate of, on the beach, half an hour is an equivalent of 1 year in normal time anywhere else. And so the characters figure out, and they do various shenanigans about like what this means. But yeah, so basically it comes down to half an hour on the beach is a year anywhere else. And so also you can't, once you get on the beach, you can't leave the beach because of miscellaneous movie reasons, but you can they figure out a way to. So I don't think we're gonna throw that in really. Basically the question will just be, how are we gonna use this beach to advance humanity? And I'm very curious to see if I told this to long fans of the podcast will remember Christian from what was his episode?
What if I could? Yep.
Was the first one. But I presented the movie to him and I asked him what could we use this for. His literal immediate answer within a second was the plot of the movie. So very impressed. 10 out of 10 to Christian, who very rarely listens to this podcast. But if you're listening, good job.
We're proud of you, Christian.
So
Yeah.
So we're allowing the ability to escape the accelerated
Yeah,
rate, right?
Because basically in the movie, the way you if you swim out through the coral, you can escape. And so, yeah, because I think it'd be kind of silly. Although their explanation, quote unquote, for why you can't leave the beach. So anytime they tried to leave the beach, they would pass out and like stumble backwards, basically. And their explanation was they were trying. It's as if they were diving and they were coming up too quick, and so trying to get their bodies to acclimate to time slowing down when it'd been going so fast. That was their explanation. I found it garbage, but yeah. So honestly, I don't think, unless you have an idea of how you could escape the beach outside of going through coral, which they never really explained why that worked.
I suppose like, so the way it works is like things age faster on the beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like there's a 5-year-old that goes on the beach, and within 10 hours she's 25.
So do you think
No. Yeah. No. Yeah. The math checks out on that.
so do you guys think there's any benefit to like just sending kids there? Then there's no more children, only adults.
I was
I'm
genuinely
100% on board
genuinely
on
was
getting rid of all
thinking
the
the
children.
same thing, just because like the workforce would increase, the mental capability of everyone would, like the amount of capable brains.
So,
So that's one thing that they sort of talked about, because my gut reaction would have been, all right, so now you have a 25-year-old with the mind of a 5-year-old. That's not very helpful and honestly terrible. Like, I don't want any of those. But in the movie, they say their mind starts to work differently. So for whatever reason, their mind scales as well. So like we'll say their like understanding scales, but your knowledge you cannot learn
Experience.
stuff from this.
Yeah. There's not really.
There's
not really.
I'm just saying, like, knowing the capital of Australia, like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get that from just becoming 25.
Mhm.
You're also not gonna get it from the American schooling system, because I don't know the capital of Australia.
I don't think it's Sydney.
Right? Maybe not Sydney, Melbourne.
Melbourne sounds right. That's a city in Australia, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, you're not gonna get it from the beach, so
Oh wait,
irrelevant to the
no,
conversation.
I know it from school. It's Canberra.
Oh, that's a freaking rodent.
We didn't look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I feel like that's the
Yeah,
only
whatever,
way
yeah.
you could really weaponize it. So like you could easily do some DNA testing, find out who's going to be some great NBA stars, take them to the take a quick
Oh, that's
trip
interesting.
to the beach.
Like sports team. It's like you found the next young LeBron James, but like unfortunately child labor laws, and he's like only 12. It's like
Yeah.
no problemo. Stick him on the beach for a couple hours. Boom, NBA ready.
Yeah, so I'm just picturing like a random coach just
All right.
attaching one kid
I'll
at a
give-
time to a rope, throwing him down to the
It's
beach.
like a clothesline, right? Where it's like you attach them to the clothesline and it's always rotating.
Yeah.
It's just they've spent long enough rotating inside the beach to come back out.
It's like a rotisserie.
All right.
And I'd imagine
get-
that this place is like carefully maintained. Like people, not just anyone could get in there. Like it's probably guarded well. Right?
I mean, we're using our own in the movie. Like you can't leave, and so it is like sort of guarded. Anyway, okay. So I'm get your mind juices flowing. How they use it in the movie is for clinical trials with medicine, right? And so they take someone with a disease, they give them what they think some sort of treatment, and then they send them to the beach to see how it, like, if the treatment works on them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so
it seems like the most practical use.
That's fair.
yeah, which
It also makes sense that Christian came up with that so fast.
Yes, that
Yeah.
makes
Well,
sense.
with his
Exactly.
experience in many different fields.
Well, yeah, I mean, with him working as a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I will say that all the things I was coming up with, I was like, oh, you could do this with like half-lives. It's like, that's not living. And I was like, oh, you could do this with electricity. It's like, that's not living. And so all the things within my field were entirely unhelpful. This beach doesn't help me whatsoever.
Okay, so here's
You could get for like endangered species, if you were very good about putting them in and out of the thing, you could repopulate a species pretty easily.
yeah.
Well, you turn everyone into an adult, and, what do adults use more than almost anything? The internet. And, I mean, there's only so much bandwidth to go around, so, like, not everyone's going to have
No,
very
I know
good
where this is
internet.
going.
So streaming services probably aren't going to be as viable, meaning we're going to have a new way to watch movies, so Blockbuster would definitely come back in this
Okay.
situation.
I would counter that with we start weaponize this to a mass scale like 2 decades ago, all right? So people are aging quicker, but since a lot more of their time is being spent there,
Why do you want to weaponize this beach?
You
not
gotta
necess-
weaponize
not
it.
necessarily
The proposition
for
was to help
destruction,
the world.
just like using it as a tool. Like,
I think the definition of weaponize is for destruction.
is it really?
I mean,
I would assume so.
I don't think it is.
weaponize. I think you're thinking of utilize.
That makes sense, but
Weaponize. Adapt for use as a weapon.
sure.
I imagine the definition of a weapon is something used to be better at hurting someone.
A thing designed or used for inflicting
Merriam-Webster.
bodily harm or
Okay,
physical damage.
we're doing damage to technology, all right? So we're going to utilize it 2 decades early than we are now, because we just remember we just recently learned how to time travel a little bit. So we're going to tell people we're going to go back 2 decades from now, before now, and say, hey, start using this beach on a wide scale. More time is going to be spent on the beach and not trying to advance technology. Therefore, we would want to use VHS systems a lot more, meaning Blockbuster will have never gone out of business.
Well, but like this isn't. I guess because Daniel didn't listen and we did not get when this happened, we don't know if Blockbuster was already gone or not.
Yeah.
It happened in the. I
Blockbuster
grabbed
times.
Time Sludge from some year.
Another thing is like you could solve world hunger pretty easily, just growing plants. Also, crossbreeding plants, you could. I feel like we could get a perfect grape, and apple mix quicker.
Yeah.
What's the limit of crossbreeding?
Why would
plants.
that help with grape and apple crossbreeding?
Because the plants would grow quicker, and so you could go through 10 generations of plants in what would normally take years in hours. And so you could just grow plants quicker. Also, so like oxygen problems probably gone, or deforestation.
It depends how much real estate is on the beach, right?
Yeah, it's a relatively small beach. That's a decent point. The fossilization is that's not technically a living process, is it?
Yeah. I mean, I guess a living. Yeah, not the
No.
actual fossilization, because it has to like calcify and stuff. But I mean, everything that's fossilized was once alive, so
Mm-hmm.
So not to bring up potentially controversial topics for our listeners, but like the idea of
I
evolution.
feel like you're about to do just now.
Like you could like even microevolution. You could get like you
Adapt to survive.
yeah, you'd be able to see that a lot quicker potentially.
Yeah, if you were to throw a species on there. Well, but even so,
There'd have to be another element.
it depends
for sure.
on. Well, but I'm just saying it depends on, because like I don't know how long it's proposed it takes for something to, because
I mean,
yeah, but like let's say it's 1,000,000 years or something. That the still ends up it's like obviously a lot shorter.
wait.
What's
How
the conversion rate
quickly
on that?
do you age on this beach?
30 minutes equals a year.
I
30
know.
minutes is a year.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that part.
He said that multiple times.
So, if you're pregnant and you went on this beach, you would go through the entire pregnancy cycle in less than half an hour.
So they do that in the movie, and basically it's slightly disturbing because, yeah, as you can imagine, it would be. But the one thing they do in the movie is so they like set the baby down, and for a minute, and it dies, and they're like, oh, it died from lack of attention because a minute was like however long.
Dang.
Which I thought was like mildly clever, but I don't know. That's another thing, an issue with the movie that they sort of explained, but like obvious they didn't bring 50 years worth of food onto this beach, right? And so their metabolism doesn't slow down, but the kids, they need more food to grow. But still, it's funny because they have one picnic basket for like 3 families, and the kids grow from like 5 years old to full-size adults, and they claim that was enough food for them. But it's like, just in terms of like mass, like even if it was a 1-to-1 ratio of gram to gram of like pasta salad, which is what they have, to gram of person, that conversion doesn't add up. So there's a lot that goes into that. Also, 1,000,000 years would be 8. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it'd be 8,003. No, what am I doing with my life? It'd be 20,000 years. Almost 21,000 years.
Yeah.
So it's still gonna take. It depends on the context.
Yeah.
But then also that was another. In the movie they say like, oh, why aren't our hair and nails growing super long? And it's like, oh, because it only affects living things. And it's like, well, yeah, like sure your nails aren't living, but the reason is because they're dead. And so like, your nails are still growing. I don't know. The movie has a lot of problems, but I did find it interesting.
Okay, this might be a hot take, but I feel like M. Night Shyamalan does not have a good rep going for him.
Well, that's the thing, is he has some that are like, in my opinion at least, some of them I really enjoy, hit out of the park, and then he's got ones like these that's like, all right, it was a cool idea, but
What else has Shyamalan directed?
The Last Airbender.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
He did
he did
Unbreakable.
The Village,
I wanted
which I
to.
really like.
I wanted to forget that
Yeah,
Last
he did
Airbender
Unbreakable.
existed.
Did he do Split? I think he did Split.
Yeah, he did
I
Split.
assume so, 'cause he also did
Unbreakable,
Glass.
I liked
right?
Split. I thought Split
Did he
was pretty
do
decent.
Unbreakable with those, or am I just making that up?
I mean, if he did Glass and Split, I don't see how he would not have done.
Well, that was
Unbreakable.
came out like a decade or two before, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he was still alive.
Yeah, no, I don't know
Um,
anything about M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he also did Sixth Sense.
Ah, yeah. So
Makes
he
sense.
does have a few.
And he did. Yeah, and then he did like After Earth. And also he did Devil, which that movie, if you haven't seen, it's about these people who get trapped on an elevator, and I don't remember how they figure this out, but they determine that someone in the elevator car is the literal devil. And they like have to figure out who it is. And it's like, what? It was a strange movie.
Yeah.
Also, you did The Happening, which is a garbage movie.
Yeah.
The Happening.
Yeah, basically plants start killing people.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a bad horror
Spoiler
movie
alert.
title.
It is, and that's exactly what it is.
Hey, at
But
least they
anyway,
were on
so-
point with the branding.
We're apparently we're determined to talk about movies today, but we already have a segment for that. So, but before we go into that, does anyone have any final ideas? Any last minute
I do not.
nuggets of wisdom on how you could use the beach?
Set the record for longest living pet. Bam, got it.
I wonder if honestly that's a decent, like, would Guinness acknowledge that? Because, like, technically, according to standard time, he only lived like 50 hours. But with the beach conversion, would Guinness accept the beach conversion? This is my final question about this hypothetical.
Yes. I feel like you'd have
Okay.
to. I feel like would have to accept the beach conversion to some extent for like record keeping.
Dude,
'Cause if-
and any hermit crabs that wind up on this beach are just screwed. That's a thought I have.
Yeah. they, indeed. Now I'm trying to, like, what's the, obviously they aren't going at like super speed, right? But why? Well, maybe if they, well, but no, they do, I don't know. Anyway, okay. It was, so if you want to check out that movie, it's called Old. Wouldn't necessarily recommend, especially now that we've spoiled basically everything, but do what you want. You're your own person. And with that, we want to take a quick break to thank our sponsors, Second Brain. Have you ever thought to yourself, man, if only I could think twice as much as I currently think? Well, now you can with Second Brain. Second Brain offers a second brain that can be implanted anywhere in your body to double your thoughts instantaneously. Now, Lindsay, you told me you were considering this procedure. What's going through your mind right now?
The only thing going through my mind is thinking about what would be going through my minds.
Yeah, going through your other mind.
Yeah, that's the only thought I have right now. I feel like I cannot think a full thought until I have both minds working.
Exactly, and they do say that really helps out. And so, if you want your own second brain, you can contact secondbrain.com/legal surgery, and you can get 10% off if you use the code We Bombastic Few.
Nice.
Thank you, Second Brain, for sponsoring this episode.
All right, you guessed it. The celebrity birthday actress is, drumroll please. I forgot his name, but Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
All right, today we decided to do a movie tier list. We picked a handful of his top movies / most recent movies, and we're going to rank them. Brent, I am streaming on Discord if you care to watch, but we're pretty much going to go through a small list and we're going to discuss them, and hopefully we don't have too hot of takes. But if you do have a hot take, we are going to disregard it and stick with our own tier list.
I would like to put forth a hot take that Brent had when we were trying to pick what movies to put on here. And I said, hey, do we have The Revenant as one of the movies we're doing? And Brent was like, I don't think we should. I was like, it's literally the movie that got him his first Oscar. How can we not include it? Even if we have to rank it low, if you don't like it, we can rank it low, but we have to include it.
All right, we're in it. The ranks are S, A, B, C, D, and F. If you've never done a tier list before, with S being the best and F being the worst.
Let's start with Titanic. Let's go with a list that's
Okay.
on Google. That Google showed us, if that's all right, Brent. All right, Titanic. I was whelmed by it. I wouldn't say I was overwhelmed. I wouldn't say I was underwhelmed. Honestly, I feel like
Gut reactions definitely B or C tier.
yeah.
It's like not up my alley in terms of movies I normally watch. It's decently well done, but even just like I'm a big Titanic fan of not the movie, but just the history of the Titanic.
Yeah, I think that one definitely, the expectations going into it were so high because everyone just like was so in love with it that I was like, oh, that's going to be a decent movie. And then I just, one, didn't give it my full attention, and two, didn't really care to give it my full attention because those expectations were too high. So I would say I'm leaning more towards C. Daniel, what do you think?
I have not seen Titanic, but I know it's a really long movie. I'm not big on long movies, so
like
it would have to be C or lower.
Yeah, I think C tier. Also, it's a fake Titanic movie. Why couldn't aliens be the reason the ship sank, huh? Like
Just like it happened in real life.
Just like it happened. Well, yeah, exactly. It's historically inaccurate. Yes. So
yeah, I don't know why they took so many creative liberties with the Titanic incident. I feel like you're kind of you're kind of belittling a tragic incident by making it about an iceberg instead of aliens.
Yep. Ridiculous. All right, next one.
Next one, we have Wolf of Wall Street. I've watched maybe the first 15 minutes of the movie.
So the thing about Wolf of Wall Street for me is it does like what it's going for very well, but man, do you like hate I don't know. I really don't like Wolf of Wall Street, but it's in the way that you're not supposed to like it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's because like the main characters throughout the film do very like I'm rich and get to do whatever I want and the rules don't apply to me type thing, and so like you hate them, but it does it. I don't know. So I think maybe B. I don't know. If you were to say anything between B and D, I would accept it.
I'm probably cool with it because I know it's like widely regarded as a really good film, and I know people especially were like Leonardo DiCaprio killed his role, like he did phenomenal. Yeah. But I think the one time I've seen it, I was like 15, and I was in a hotel room with some people, and they were watching it, and it was like 2 a.m, and I wanted to sleep. And so I just have like some bitter feelings towards it, and that might be why I have a negative opinion of it. But I wasn't really watching. So I don't know. Yeah, I'd be cool with B through D. Probably not an F movie.
I'm gonna average it for you guys and put it right next to Titanic.
C.
Okay,
sure.
Okay, next one is Revenant. I have not seen Revenant.
D, maybe F. I was so bored the entire movie. Not nearly enough happens. There's a bear attack, and that's the only exciting thing that happens in the film.
Well, no, he crawls inside the bear.
It's like Tom Hanks' Castaway. It's like Tom Hanks' Castaway in that like a crappy situation happens, and then you're just watching. You're kind of just like cringing to yourself that, oh man, all these things suck. I would hate to be living through all this. And that's all you're thinking the entire time is like, man, this guy has drawn the shortest of straws.
It's a good redemption arc.
I have not seen that, so
I don't remember. I think I've seen The Revenant because I kind of remember the scene of him crawling.
You're
out
talking
of the
like you've seen it. Brent, where are you putting it?
Put it D, only because he got the Oscar for it. Also, we figured out when we were looking up Leonardo movies, they haven't seen like any of them, and so
no, I've seen like half of these. What are you talking about?
The ones I've seen, like, I realize like I've seen very few, and the ones I have seen, I remember almost nothing about. Like I think I've seen Revenant, I've seen Wolf of Wall Street, kind of. I've seen Inception. I've seen Great Gatsby. I've seen Catch Me If You Can. I've seen Django, and I remember almost nothing about any of those movies.
I don't know why Daniel's on this segment. Okay.
Don't know why.
Hollywood.
But moving on.
Hollywood is next. Once Upon a Time Hollywood.
So
I've only heard good things about it, and it's been on my list to watch for a long time.
F.
Okay, so it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, which like
niche.
Yeah, exactly. Like Pulp Fiction, I'm a relative fan of, but Once Upon a Time in I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Pulp Fiction actually have decently similar storylines. I don't know, wasn't big, honestly. D. Don't care
okay.
for. D for don't
All
care
right,
for.
Inception.
S tier. We don't even need to have a discussion.
Do you have any
honestly.
arguments, Daniel? Mister, I don't remember any of these movies.
I've seen Inception once all the way through. I thought it was good.
Inception is a fantastic movie.
It's a Christopher Nolan. That's the director's
Indeed.
name, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't think I've seen a Christopher Nolan movie that I was like disappointed with. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Just go watch Inception. That's all I gotta say. Gatsby.
That's our argument.
F.
I think so. Spider-Man gives it a couple points.
Great
We love
Gatsby is
Spider-Man.
Great Gatsby is an F, I think.
An F.
I didn't enjoy the story.
Wait, what are you saying about Spider-Man, Brent? I'm so
He's in it.
in
Are you
Great
talking about
Gatsby.
the Spider-Man actor?
which Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire.
I do
Wait,
not
where
recall
is
that.
he in that movie?
Are you kidding me? He's like the main character.
Okay, maybe I
basically.
haven't seen this version of Great Gatsby.
It's like I don't think I
He's
made
the-
that
he's
association
Wait,
ever.
how is he the main character? He's not Gatsby.
He's the friend of Gatsby.
That makes sense, but like I just like never really like processed that. Okay.
That Spider-Man's in it.
That Tobey Maguire, yeah. Okay, whatever.
Is
Okay.
Spider-Man.
by the way, best Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I think him and Andrew Garfield are
For the
close.
meme, it's
Andrew
pizza
Garfield
time.
did a good job.
As long as you don't think Tom Holland is. Oh my gosh, cannot stand Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Utter garbage. Okay, Gatsby. I
Those are-
was
I
not.
think he
We've
did
made some
good.
strong takes on Hollywood
I don't-
this
I
episode.
don't think he did a bad job. I don't
Okay,
think
I
Tom
wouldn't
Holland's
say
bad Spider-Man.
okay, it's not Tom Holland. It's that perception of Spider-Man. I really enjoyed I like Spider-Man when he's like the really nerdy, the independent superhero, and that one made it seem like he's just like this baby that everything gets handed to him on a silver platter, and I did not like that. So it's not Tom
Well,
Holland at all. It's very much like I like the smarter version of Spider-Man, and not the things get. I don't like the one where he doesn't make his own stuff. Pretty much,
I liked Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
I
was
do
good.
like that he's actually a child in this one, as opposed to
Yes,
Tobey Maguire, who looks like he should be. He's middle-aged career. But anyway, this is not a Spider-Man tier list. We'll do that next episode.
Maybe.
Next,
A very quick
Spider-Man
one.
character tier list.
Gatsby somehow found itself an F.
I just
that's just where it's
I
gonna live.
released my finger from the mouse.
to have your Spider-Man rant.
Okay, I did not really enjoy Gatsby.
I'll equate it with Titanic. You can put it on C.
I just for me, Gatsby was everyone just said it was amazing. I went in this is gonna be a fun movie, and it's just
Wait, Brent, is this the one we watched in English class?
yes.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think we did watch the new Gatsby in English class.
Wait, what year did that one get made?
This one came out around the time we read it.
It's 2013.
It's 2013.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we watched the 1960s.
This is one of those movies
Whatever.
that I felt like I was missing something with the plot the entire time and did not
All right, Gatsby's got way too much time. We still have 5 movies
Move
left.
it to D.
Brent, are you arguing?
Nothing exciting happens
Fine.
in that movie.
It's fine.
Shutter
as
Island.
long as we can move on.
Shutter Island. Literally DRF.
Shutter Island's A. Oh, get out of here. A or B for me.
Shutter Island was
The
absolute garbage.
Brent, I think you're the first
It's
person
the
I've
same
heard.
movie as Inception.
No, it's not.
I think you're the
It's the
first
same
person I've
movie as
heard
Inception.
that liked Shutter Island.
That's ridiculous.
You and I literally just talked about it the other day. You said you didn't like it that much. Why is it getting an A or a B?
Put it in B.
Shutter
No.
Shutter Island is I was just not they kept having points where they're set it up this is going to be a big reveal, and I was just did not I was that was already what was happening in my brain. That did not was not a big reveal. That was what I took as fact already, because it was kind of clear. It's they wanted to attempt an Inception-like movie, but did such a poor job at it.
My only impression of it is the poster I'm looking at on the tier list maker, and based on the poster, I give it a C.
Whatever. C.
Brent, you're saying A or B? What's your argument? Let me hear your argument.
You can put it in C.
Let me hear your argument. You literally just said it's the same thing as Inception.
If it's the same thing as
Because
Inception, we
it's-
might as well put it in S tier.
It's like the classic movie that's popular now, in that it's got the twists and turns. I don't know. I think any movie with twists and turns instantly is gonna be popular.
Troll 2 has
And-
twists and turns. We should probably put that in A or B tier too.
A or B, flip a coin.
C.
Just put it in B and we'll move on.
Okay.
Or C. I don't
Okay,
care.
I'm the only one who's seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I had to watch it for an 8th grade English class for some reason, and it was like supposed to be a wholesome movie, and it did a decent job at that. So if you enjoy it, that kind of movie, you're gonna enjoy it. But I would probably rank it B or C. You guys have no comments, I'm guessing.
My argument is that Gilbert Grape sounds like a silly name if that's the name of a person, so I vote C.
Yeah.
I will put in C because I was already commenting there. Catch Me If You Can.
S or A. Like,
A.
you'd have to argue pretty hard for A.
Based on
I
everything
love
I've
Catch Me If You
heard,
Can.
it's S or A.
Oh my goodness, you haven't even seen it.
Catch Me If You Can.
I think I've seen it, but it was a long
Fantastic
time ago.
movie. I have no bad remarks about that movie, I feel like.
All right, S tier. S tier.
Tom Hanks is in that one too,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So, boom.
Okay.
S tier.
I'm in the backseat on these, so
All right.
Next.
Django Unchained is very good. It's like good movie. I think it's it's got some really good action scenes, but I don't know. There's nothing that like absolutely blew my mind with Django, right? But it is a very good movie. I think I vote A tier.
A, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's very good, but I don't know. With Inception and Catch Me If You Can, just have that little bit of like special sauce that make it S. That's what S stands for, special sauce. And D is for don't care. I don't know what the other ones are for yet.
C is for
A's for amazing.
could be better.
B's for beh. I don't know. Anyway, okay. The Departed. I watched this when I was going through the IMDb top 250 movies. This one is very good. It's like it's spy versus spy, cat and mouse type thing, where there's an undercover cop who's working for the mob, and so there's like an undercover cop who's working in the mob, and then there's someone in the police department who's working for the mob. Like, does that make sense? So like there's a guy who's technically working for the mob, but he's actually working for the police department, and there's one who's technically working for the police department but actually working for the mob, and they're both trying to figure out who's who. And so it's a really good movie, would recommend, but I'm also going to put it in say A just because the ending's kind of dumb, and you're like, this could have ended better. I don't know if it's based on a true story or not, but the ending's kind of
Okay. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just a spectator here.
Okay. And then, have either of you seen The Aviator?
Not to my recollection.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put it in F tier because it's a really long movie. It's based on true story, but like it's sad, and I don't want to be sad when watching movies.
You can't put it in
And-
F tier because it's sad.
Well, it's also just like
Is it an
I don't
action
know,
Well, he could
movie?
put it in
not
F tier
entertaining.
because we can't argue it.
Is it an action movie?
No, it's about Howard Hughes.
It's about Howard Hughes.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
guy
know
who
what
did
that
the
is.
Spruce Goose.
I don't know what that is.
I do not.
He's an airplane man. I might
Okay.
even
Well,
say
that's
Aviator.
already more exciting than Titanic. Throw it up. Throw it up and see.
Okay. To summarize, if you haven't seen Inception or Catch Me If You Can, watch it. The other ones do the same, but in lesser
I think
extent.
A gets mentions. Yeah, so S is Inception, Catch Me If You Can. A is Django and Departed, and then the other movies are technically on the list.
Yeah.
we had to fill out the rest of the list. We wanted to have one for every category. And to recap, Shutter Island B. C is Titanic, Wolf of Wall Street, and What's Eating Gilbert Grape. D is Revenant, Celebrity something.
No, we switched up for Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in
Hollywood.
Or Hollywood.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the poster.
That's different.
D is Great Gatsby, and F is The Aviator. Even though it should be above Titanic by every metric that I am aware of.
All right. And with that, that's going to end episode 5 of season 3. Woo, we're, depending on how many episodes we make this season, we're almost like halfway through the season. Let's see what's coming up. Thanksgiving's coming up. So we're going to figure out that on our end, but we haven't done a holiday special episode in a while. So who knows? Maybe we'll do a special episode for Thanksgiving. And by special episode, I mean just an episode where everyone attends.
And hopefully doesn't cause some more time travel.
I mean, we did a Thanksgiving episode last year. Maybe we should do a Black Friday episode this year.
Ooh, yeah, screw that. Screw Thanksgiving. Screw being thankful. We're doing Black
Ideal.
Friday.
We could do we can map out our plan of attack.
What if we bought stuff live on?
Let's do it.
Like we record on Cyber Monday or something, and then we're just like scrolling through deals.
Yeah. Okay, that's actually something to think about.
We'll meet at Brent's
This
place.
is planning for outside
Yes.
of the episode. But, final thoughts. What do you guys got?
I want to say that on Discord, I switched my profile picture to the picture of me on our, what do you call it? What do we call it?
I don't remember what it was before.
It was
picture and the We Bombastic Few image with all of us around that table.
So it's me, and I've gotten multiple compliments on it, and I still have not told many people that I'm in a podcast, and people like they kind of ask about it. I'm like, it's me as a content creator, like being half joking because it seems like such an insult, but yeah. So it's a small shout out to Brent for drawing that because I've gotten compliments on it. But yeah.
What was your picture before? I can't remember.
It was Captain Yami.
I don't remember that. Okay.
It was black
Daniel,
and
final
white,
thoughts.
so it didn't really matter. Final thoughts, Daniel?
Shout out to Brent's mom. And
Shout out to Brent's mom.
Yeah, I think this might be the least I've talked in an episode since the Christmas special.
Since 2 episodes
right.
ago, where you weren't in it.
This is the least I've talked in an episode I was a part of since the Christmas special, where I kept falling asleep and then waking up and then ruining whatever conversation was happening.
I do not recall that.
When I went back and listened to little parts of it when I was editing, I was like, wow, I was awful in this episode.
That entire episode's a blur. All I remember is test recording.
Well, I don't
remember what happened during the actual
This
episode.
might be one of the first times we say something like to reduce points on main host, but Daniel definitely doesn't have main host after admitting to that.
I mean,
You get minus a point.
At least 1 point.
I should have main host because of all the time I spent editing sound. Yeah. Got it. Nailed it. Main host.
Yeah. Also, this episode's super long, so let us know if you never want this to happen again.
It's not super long.
The manager will get on us about it.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know. The proportionally no, but just in terms of like, now I kind of want to make it an hour and 10 minutes just cause.
Well, could we talk about Brent for another?
I participated in a scavenger hunt at my school, and I came in 3rd place, which is dumb because the judges literally said that my team was their favorite team, but they gave us 3rd, which is dumb. But I got a commemorative coin.
Nice.
And it's pretty cool.
Wait, why were you their favorite team?
Pictures.
Because we tried so it was like they told you things to find, and you had to take a picture with your group in front of it, and we worked really hard on being creative because we knew we weren't going to be the fastest because one of our team members had to work, and so
shout out to Kristen, my girlfriend. I'm gonna cut us off exactly at an hour and 10 minutes. So if whoever's talking, I'm
Well, yeah, that's the. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a bomb. I said that too fast. Have a bombastic week.